With me on set is now Lisa Lieberman-Wang, a fantastic woman with a lot to share. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Donna. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. I've been following your career for a long time, and I know you invented something called NAP. What does that stand for?
NAP is a neuroscience I invented through a lot of my own needs and my own training in other areas, whether it be neuroassociative conditioning, neurolinguistic programming, and all these other things. And what ended up happening is I realized there were missing pieces I needed to add. And it was all about, if we can program a computer to do what successful people do, why can't we program people to do what other successful people are doing?
Love it.
So we gave them the tools now.
You speak to many, many thousands and thousands of people, at least 70,000 people. What is it? What is your platform? What makes you unique as a motivational speaker?
Wow, I don't really think of myself as a motivational speaker other than someone who's achieved the success that other people are looking for. So I don't know what makes me successful other than I'm very genuinely interested in helping other people.
And what types of people do you help? Overeaters, all types. Tell us some of the things that you specialize in.
You know what's interesting? I started my career by helping people in personal development with business and whatever they were looking to do. And it turned out it went a little bit further in a whole different direction. And I help people right now who are looking to overcome depression, disordered eating, and self-sabotage. But the story where this all came from is not something I ever planned.
Okay.
So it turned out that I've been serving people for 20 years, helping people because of my own challenges. And I had gone through having an eating disorder, compulsive overeater, binge eater, was sexually abused, emotionally abused, and everything else over the years. And most people see me now and think I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I just did a good job of faking it, right, for a long, long time. And what happened is I got help 20 years ago to stop hurting myself. And I started serving and helping other people do the same thing. But what I found is because of some of the people I serve, like Tony Robbins, and I'm a senior leader for him, and I work with a lot of other organizations through Dr. Bandler and Grinder and people who are out there making a difference. You know, one of my friends who's a trainer said to me, Lisa, you're playing small. And I said, how do you figure? Like,
right.
You know,
What more can I possibly be
what
doing?
What else can I do? 20 years I'm doing this. What do you mean small? And they said, you know, you're supposed to be helping women. And I said, no, 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 I teach people how to make money. I help them develop themselves. They said, no, you're supposed to help women. And I balked. I didn't buy into it at all. And I walked away and said, no, no, no. A year later, I wake up one morning after, I don't know what happened. I walked downstairs. I called my husband Handsome. And I walked downstairs and I said, Handsome, I'm supposed to save lives.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. And we have several very successful businesses that have done millions of dollars. We're very fortunate. But I walked away. I said, I don't want that. This is what I need to do. And we started Fine to Fab, and that's where Fine to Fab came from. And it's actually how I used to feel. And I used to feel fine. People would say to me, how you doing, Lisa? I'd say, fine. They go, how are you doing? I'd say, fine. And finally, I'd say, how are you doing? I said, I'm fine. I'm effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Leave me alone.
And when you shared that with me, I laughed because I said, oh, everything will be fine. And you're like, no, don't ever say that. It won't be fine. I'm like, wait, that's the first time I ever heard that acronym expressed in that way. So what that meant to you is effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Yes.
And you change that, and you help other people change that from that to FAB.
To FAB, and FAB's another acronym for Fabulous, Awesome, Beautiful. Now, we just started after 4 years. My mother actually so nicely said I came out of the closet, so I didn't know I was in the closet, but I didn't let people know my past prior. And that was the reason why, as I was serving, and I'm actually over 100,000 people live now.
Oh, wonderful.
And I don't know how many millions through TV, but what ended up happening is I wanted to just work with women, and men just was reading the book more and more and more. We hit #1 the first time when we went live with the book, and I found more men were buying the book than women. And they kept saying, do you help men? And I said, yeah, I help the women so men will be happier. And finally I had this one gentleman said, Lisa, no, I need help. And I listened, and I said, you know, here's the challenge though. All my videos, all my training says, hi ladies. And he turned around and he said, I have enough testosterone, I can deal with it.
Oh, that's very cute. That's a great story.
Yes.
And now you have like a 10-week course. Tell us about
do.
that experience.
Yeah. So you know what happened? They say it takes 30 days to create a habit, right? And how many people start something and then they just go back to their old behaviors? So I figured I had gone into, you know, how many days is it really? What does it take? So I put together a 10-week program of hand-holding, literally. It was what I was looking for, what I needed, what I couldn't find. And it was a hand-holding experience where we have a transformational program with a group of people, whether it's a group just with women or a group just with men, and we work with them to overcome the challenges that are weighing them down, really. And through that, they're getting lessons, information. We work all over the United States through webcams. We're on the internet every week. Matter of fact, I have a new group starting this evening, and the best part about it is that they're going to learn what's been holding them back, why it's been holding them back. I'm not interested in the stories that put them there. I'm sure we all have stories, right?
We all have stories.
So the stories aren't important. What's important is, how do I get past it? What do I need to do to leave it behind and change the meaning to be more fulfilling and move forward? And I think that's really what people are looking for, is how do I get over it?
Right. Or how do you even become thankful for it?
Right.
Because would you not be where you are now had you not overcome that challenge? It puts you in a perfect position to be able to help other people that are going through hard things.
Absolutely. And you know what's really funny? It's our biggest challenges become our greatest gifts. And I remember growing up, and my dad's nickname for me wasn't what I would have chosen. He used it as AH. And I thought there were better names for me. And I'm going to actually say what it is. Is that
Sure,
okay?
go ahead.
So my dad's nickname for me was Asshole. And I thought that Princess would have been better.
Much better.
I liked it better. So I actually became an official JAP, Jewish American Princess, self-made. And I said that's really what I wanted, but yet I grew up thinking I wasn't enough. I was never perfect, and he wanted perfect children. I didn't know there wasn't such thing. So it was a huge challenge for me, and I knew a lot of other people. It's like, as smart as they are, as capable as they are, their self-esteem is low, their self-worth is terrible, you know, and they can do everything great, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
Never enough. And that was really the challenge that I went through. And eventually I said, how do you get to enough? And today, all those challenges have been my gifts, because when someone comes to me and they've been sexually abused, I've been there. Someone comes to me with food, I've been there. Someone comes to me with depression. 13 years on antidepressants, and I was still depressed. It's like, you know, how do you change all these things? People have things in theories. I have people coming to me who've been in therapy for years, and they turn around and they're like, they'll learn more from me in an hour than they've done in 2.5 years in therapy.
Yeah, because they were on their last hope.
Yeah.
You know, our goal is to publicize you in such a way so that they don't have to be the last resort, that you're their first resort.
Yes.
So that they know that they can come to you, that they can feel secure, and that you'll help them. You even give people consultations. Like if they're just not sure, you can kind of help them right off the bat and let them know whether what you can do or what you can't do for them.
I offer free consultations, and the frees are contingencies. The contingencies is that, you know, that you're really looking for something, that you're not going to waste my time or yours, that you're at the point when you're ready to get help. And you can easily do that by going to my website at www.findtofab.com/request. And, you know, just mention where you saw me so I know where you're coming from. You know, that's what I always ask people.
Right.
But the consultations have been to point to see if and how I can help.
Great.
Because there have been people I've turned away. I honestly think some people aren't ready for it. And I know I give guarantees. I actually give guarantees of measurable progress. So if I'm going to do that, I need to know the person's committed.
Absolutely. Well, I'm happy for whoever tapped you on the shoulder and gave you help, or wherever you went in the beginning.
Thank you.
So thank you to that person, and thank you to you for all the hundreds of thousands of people you're able to help.
Yes.
So you're kind of a big deal. And that's why I was excited when I invited you on the show, because I know that somebody out there is going to be watching, and they're going to be like, wow, I just was watching Donna and Lisa, and I know now that I can call.
Yes.
So thank you so much for spending some time with us and coming all the way over. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Stay tuned for more on Live It Up. Donna Drake, I've been working today with the fabulous Lisa from Fine to Fab. Thanks for watching.